Okay, we've done the normal route. Now let's do the extra route. Let's do the alternate route. And yeah, I am just going to upload this as one unusually long video, both because it honestly feels kind of appropriate for the finale to be a bit longer than these videos usually are, and because, honestly, I don't want the last video in this playlist to be a bonus video. I feel like the last video should actually be the video in which we just finished the game, in which the final level is done in its normal way. Maybe that's just me being weird, but hey, it's my channel. Anyway, the first thing we do is go due south quite a ways. So I'm actually going to increase the game speed. And we eventually make it to this riverbank. Let's increase it further. It's going to be a little while before any enemies show up. This riverbank allows us to get into, well, a river, or rather a river crossing. But there isn't a corresponding bank on the other side that we can climb up. At least not immediately. We actually work our way along the river for a little while to get to the opposite bank. Obviously, since this means walking next to deep water, there's a decent risk of whites showing up and ambushing us. Though in general, this route seems to involve fighting fewer whites, since they tend to be mostly in this area, and they just kind of gradually converge on your position as the level proceeds. You fight fewer of them if you take this route.
Who decided we should go this way?
I decided we should go this way. I wanted to show my lovely audience this route.
Ready?
Alright. And yeah, there's a white there. Okay, you guys are bait.
Yes?
You guys
Right away. All right, sir?
take it out quickly.
Yeah, over here. I move.
And somebody still took damage.
Yeah,
Ready?
But we've managed to kind of disarm that trap. The main thing is we need to keep the dwarves out of the deep water. I actually managed to, in an outtake that'll be at the end of this video, lose all of the dwarves to a single white.
I'm moving.
Ready?
So it's important to be careful about that. And yeah, it's really debatable if either route is any easier. It's kind of like the thing with Force 10 from with. Oh, there's another one. I may be wrong about the fewer whites thing. But neither route really seems noticeably easier than the other. Same kind of thing with Force 10 from Stonheim. But it's honestly, I just like the idea that they just included an entire alternate route through the level. It does kind of add to the replay value that there is just an entire different way that you can do this. And as usual, 6 Motions pathfinding is
Let's go.
special.
Sir? Yes?
That as we've already seen whites come out of the deep water, we want to make sure that we don't let any of our units close to the deep water if we can avoid it. It is also interesting, I alluded to this before, but we can pretty much say definitively, the only enemy melee unit in this entire level is Soulblighter himself. I guess he saw the Thrall and Myrmidons and even Ghouls just getting utterly destroyed by my own melee units and by my dwarves, and just decided, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going to show you how it's done. And decided to just come by himself, backed up with explosives and ranged units to take us out. Of course, another way of looking at it is all of the enemies in this level are some form of demonic spider. All of the enemies in this level are enemy types that have managed to be responsible for wipes on their own. Which I suppose is appropriate for a final level. Alright. Same setup as last time with Soulless and Fetch. And as with last time, if we can get rid of the Soulless, we're basically okay. I said that backwards. If we can get rid of the Fetch, we're basically okay.
Yes.
Right.
Hey, feel it.
But of course, the developers of the game knew that, so the Soulless have very aggressive AI, and the Fetch have very cautious and defensive AI. Appropriate. Alright. You pull back and get healed. We need to save one heal to deal with Soul Blighter, because there is no way to avoid fighting him in this level. I actually first discovered this route because I hadn't figured out that you can kill Soul Blighter by healing him. And so I was thinking that the trick was you actually have to sneak past him. But then he moved so that he was still keeping an eye on, so that he was still watching the Devoid from this approach as well.
Ready.
Casualty.
That was mine. Got him. Stand clear. Yes.
Alright. And more whites coming after us, but this is, you see, we are actually dealing with fewer of them. So I suppose if you really hate dealing with whites, this might be the route for you. Almost. Okay, go after the other one, because those whites are getting dangerously close.
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. And yes, I just instinctively have my archers repositioned to avoid the volley of javelins that Fetch are known to launch at you.
Yes.
So what happens, occasionally my brain just grabs the wrong piece of software.
Got him. Yes.
Okay, almost. Berserks, go after this group of soulless. Trust me.
Casualty.
Whoa. There is a plan, it just isn't a good plan.
Casualty. Casualty.
Stop.
Casualty.
As demonstrated by the casualty sound.
Yes.
Whoa!
Casualty. 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 Casualty.
Got him.
Okay, we still have the head, right? Yes, we still have the head. Good.
Ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna blame that on this level being hard. I just screwed up. That's really all there is to say about that.
I'm moving.
Yes. Ready.
Alright, we have 4 heals, so we can afford to heal 3 guys. 2 of those 3 are going to be Berserks.
Sir.
And, like I said, 6 Motions Pathfinding continues to be special. Bless his little heart, he's trying.
Stand clear.
And then the more injured of the 2 archers gets killed. And that set off all the unexploded ordnance. Okay.
I'm moving.
Last time I only had 3 archers. This time I only have 3 Berserks and I only have 3 archers. This is going to be interesting. Okay. It is theoretically possible to get past Soul Blighter by just by getting him to attack your Berserks and then having the dwarf who will actually throw the head just make a break for it. Okay, let's wait for these fetch since they're just on a patrol route. It is, however, extremely difficult to do this, to the point where I'm not confident enough in my own ability to do it that I'm willing to demonstrate it as my primary means of dealing with this situation.
Casualty.
Ah, crap.
Casualty. Casualty.
And that's the problem. The heal animation can be interrupted.
Casualty.
And the head goes flying off in some unknown direction.
Ready. On the way.
Whoa. And we all die.
Casualty.
Some mistakes were made. In retrospect, charging the Soulless was a bad idea. I should probably not do that again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this fail that I only found out was a fail a second ago. And as usual, I love you all, and I'll see you next time.